Our Sunday school is starting now.
Hello kids! Good morning! Kumusta na po kayo? Sige nga, batiin nyo nga yung katabi nyo kung meron kayong katabi dyan na kapwa nyo kids o yung kapatid niyo, sabihin nyo sa kanya, good morning! Ayan. Ngayon, tayo na naman ay nasa Sunday School. O ano, handa na ba kayong makinig? Handa na ba kayong mag-aral ngayon sa ating Sunday School? Sige, kung tayo ay handa na, tayo ngayon ay maupo ng maayos at makinig tayo kay Ate Bel sa ating pag-aaral. Bago tayo magpapatuloy sa ating pag-aaral, umawit muna tayo. Sabayan natin ang mga sumusunod na awit na ipapakita ko sa video sa ating screen. Sige, sumabay tayo at tayo ng umawit!
The joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. The joy of the Lord is my strength. And the joy of the Lord is my strength. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. And the joy of the Lord is my strength. 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 And the joy of the Lord is my strength. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. He gives me living water and I thirst no more. And the joy of the Lord is my strength.
He's my rock, my sword, my shield. He's a wheel in the middle of the wheel. He's the lily of the valley, the bright and morning star. Makes no difference what you say, I'm gonna get on my knees and pray, and I'll serve him every day till Jesus comes.
Ngayon, tayo muna ay mananalangin. Tayo ay magpasalamat sa Diyos kasi lagi niya tayong binibigyan ng strength katulad ng kinanta natin kanina. Sige, let us pray and thank God sa bagong umaga na lagi niyang ibinibigay sa atin. Sige, tayo ngayon ay yumuko at manalangin. Kami po ay nagpapasalamat, Jesus, sa umagang ito na muli kami ay makakapag-aral sa Sunday School. Salamat po sa bagong kalakasan na iyong ipinagkaloob sa bawat isa sa amin. At sa aming pagpapatuloy sa aming pag-aaral, tulungan niyo nga po ang bawat isa sa amin, lalong-lalo na ang mga batang nakikinig ngayon sa kanilang mga tahanan. Maraming salamat po. Itong aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen. Today, I will show you some pictures of superheroes. Then tell me what weapons do these superheroes use to defeat their enemies. Okay? These are the pictures. Picture number 1. Picture number 2. Picture number 3. And picture number 4. Ayan, iilan lang sa mga superheroes ang mga yan. O, nasagutan nyo ba kung ano yung weapons nila to defeat their enemies? Opo, lahat sila ay may kanya-kanyang weapons na ginagamit. And today, alam nyo ba na there's a young boy or an ordinary young boy in the Bible who fought against giants using only a sling and a stones. He is not a superhero, yet he fought a giant. Let's find out where he got his power. Are you ready to watch? If you are ready, then let's watch together and find out what or where he got his power.
Happy Kids TV.
The Holy Tales.
Hello, Tubby. Hello, Gumbo. Hello, Freckles.
Hello to you, Holy, from all of us. And now it's time for you to tell us a story.
Of course it is. So, today I'm going to tell you the story about David and Goliath.
Oh, yay! Come on, Holy. Go on with the story.
All right, all right. So, long time ago, there was a huge war between the Philistines and the Israelites. During that time lived a young shepherd boy named David. The armies of the Philistines and the Israelites had set up their camps between the two cities of Soko and Azekah. The Philistine army had a warrior named Goliath. Goliath was over 9 feet tall and very strong. There was no one in the Israelite army who was ready to fight him. They were all very afraid. For 40 days, every day and every night, Goliath would come out of his camp and challenge the Israelites.
I will fight anyone from the Israelite camp, and this one-on-one battle will decide which side has won the war.
When the Israelites heard this, they were very scared, even their king, King Saul. One day, David came to the camp, and he heard Goliath's challenge. David was not at all scared. He had faith in God. So he went up to King Saul and said,
"My king, I am ready to fight this giant Goliath. I have all the trust in God that he is going to protect me."
King Saul liked David's courage. He asked him to go ahead. David went to the nearby stream and collected 5 smooth stones which he could use in his sling to attack the giant while fighting him. When David came in front of Goliath to fight him, Goliath started laughing loudly. He could not believe that such a young and feeble boy would be ready to fight a giant like him. While he was busy laughing, David used his slingshot to throw a stone right at the center of Goliath's forehead. Goliath immediately fell to the ground. The entire Philistine army saw what happened. They were so frightened that they ran off, and the Israelites won the war. As years went by, David grew up and eventually became the king of Israel. God had big plans for him. So, did you enjoy the story?
We always love the stories you tell us, Holy. You are the best storyteller ever.
Thank you, Freckles.
All right then, Holy. We'll be back again very soon.
I will eagerly wait for you to come. Bye, King.
Did you find out where David got his power? Yes. He got his power through the help of God. Can you answer the following question? Question number 1. Who was David? Number 2. Who was Goliath? Number 3. Why were the Israelites afraid of Goliath? Bakit sila natatakot kay Goliath? And number 4. What made David win the battle? What made David win the battle? Oh, sagutan nyo ba? Kung nanood kayo sa ating kwento kanina, tiyak na masasagot ninyo ang mga tanong natin sa umagang ito. And for our memory verse today, meron akong ipapakitang picture sa inyo. Ang gagawin ninyo, bawat line or bawat picture, isusulat niyo yung first letter. In English, first letter. Gagawin ninyo, kukuha kayo ng papel at lapis at titignan ninyo bawat picture at isusulat ninyo dun sa papel ninyo. First letter, kids lang Tapos, pag natapos ninyo yun po ang ating memory verse sa umaga ito. Sige, sagot na kayo at ito yung picture na sasagutin natin. Nasagutan nyo ba ang ating memory verse? O ano yung nakita yung mga words? O ano yung sinasabi doon sa words o doon sa mga pictures na nasagutan ninyo? Sige nga po. Ano nga po ba yan? The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in Him and He helps me. Tama. Yun po ay matatagpuan sa Psalm 28 verse 7a. Nasagutan, tama ba yung sinagot ninyo? Tama ba yung memory verse na nasagutan ninyo? Alam ko, tama kayo kasi alam ko magagaling kayo. Sige, bigyan natin ng palakpak ang ating mga sarili. Today, kids, hindi tayo gagawa ng arts activity. Pero, maglalaro tayo. Meron akong trivia na ipapapanood sa inyo. Bago niya sabihin yung sagot, sumagot kayo. Sige, meron tayong trivia game at sumagot kayo kahit sa isip nyo lang or kumuha kayo ng papel at lapis. Isulat nyo ang letter ng inyong mga sagot. Dapat, bago masabi yung sagot dun sa trivia game natin, nakasagot na kayo o nakaisip na kayo ng inyong answer, ng letter na answer ninyo. Okay? Ready na ba sa ating trivia games? O sige, kung ready na tayo, sige po, ito po ang ating trivia games today.
Welcome to Bible Trivia. This time we'll be asking questions about David and Goliath. The first question for 200 points. In which Philistine town did Goliath live? Was it A. Gath, B. Ekron, C. Ashdod, or D. Gaza? The answer is A. Goliath lived in the Philistine town of Gath. The next question for 300 points. How many days did Goliath challenge Israel to send a man to fight him? Was it A. 30 days, B. 20 days, C. 40 days, or D. 50 days? The answer is C. Goliath challenged Israel to send a man to fight him for 40 days. The next question for 3,725 points. Why did the Israelite army fear Goliath so much? Was it A, because he was a giant? B, because he was wealthy? C, because he was too smart? Or D, because he had 3 arms? The answer was A. The Israelite army feared Goliath so much because he was a giant. The next question for 80,000 points. What metal was Goliath's armor made from? Was it A, bronze, B, copper, C, gold, or D, silver? The answer is A. Goliath's armor was made from bronze. The next question for 1,000 points. How tall was Goliath? Was he A, about 7 feet tall, B, about 15 feet tall, C, about 10 feet tall, or D, about 25 feet tall? The answer is C. Goliath was about 10 feet tall. The next question for 100 points. Who challenged Goliath to fight? Was it A, Joseph, B, Saul, C, Samuel, or D, David? The answer is D. David challenged Goliath to a fight. The next question for all of the points. How heavy was Goliath's armor plate? Was it A, 100 pounds, B, 500 pounds, C, 350 pounds, or D, 120 pounds? The answer is D. Goliath's armor plate weighed 120 pounds. The next question for no points. How did David defeat Goliath? Was it A, with a stone from his sling, B, with a sword, C, he poisoned him, or D, he led him into a den of lions? The answer is A. David defeated Goliath with a stone from his sling. The next question for 700 points. Where in the Bible do we read about Goliath? Is it A, in 2 Samuel, B, in 1 Samuel, C, in Esther, or D, in 1 Kings? The answer is B. We read about Goliath in 1 Samuel. And now for the last question, worth a bunch of points. How many stones did David use to defeat Goliath? Was it A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, or D, 4? The answer is A. David used 1 stone to defeat Goliath. Thanks for playing Bible Trivia. We hope you'll play again.
David fought Goliath courageously. Even if he was a short, young, and inexperienced in battle, the giant did not terrify him. David won the battle not because he had a supernatural powers like those superheroes we know. He had no special weapons. He won because God was with him. Tama kids, nanalo siya kasi nasa kanya ang Diyos. David was victorious because he asked God for strength and God granted it to him. Tama, yun yung hiningi ni David kay God. Humingi siya ng strength, ng kalakasan. We also face some Goliaths in our lives. Like David, we can overcome them by asking God for strength. Humingi din tayo ng strength kay God para ma-overcome din natin yung mga Goliath sa ating mga buhay. Surely, He will be with us in any battle. Let's remember that God is always bigger than our problems. God is always bigger than our problems. At ito po yung ating lesson sa umagang ito. Sa ating pagtatapos, awitin muna natin ang huling awitin o huling video na ipapakita ko sa inyo tungkol kay David. Sige, let's watch the video at sumabay tayo ulit sa awit na ito. Okay kids, dito po nagtatapos ang ating Sunday School sa umagang ito o sa araw na ito. Sana sa susunod na Sunday, kayo ay muli kong makasama. Pero bago tayo maghiwa-hiwalay, tayo ngayon muli ay mananalangin at hihingi tayo ng strength kay God para mapaglabanan natin yung mga battles o yung mga Goliath sa ating mga buhay. Okay? Let's bow our head and let us ask God to give us strength to face the Goliaths in our lives. Sige, let's pray. Jesus, thank you for this day. Salamat po sa lesson na aming natutunan ngayon. Salamat po sa kwento ni David na kung saan hiningi niya yung kalakasan para manalo siya kay Goliath. Kami din pong mga bata, marami din po kaming mga Goliath na nararanasan. Tulad ng pagtutso nila sa amin, pag-aaway nila sa amin. Sana po, bigyan niyo po kami ng kalakasan para mapaglabanan namin anuman ang problema na aming mararanasan. Maraming salamat po dahil ikaw mismo tinutulungan mo kami sa bawat araw ng aming mga buhay. Bigyan niyo po kami ng kalakasan para mapaglabanan namin ang mga pagsubok sa aming mga buhay. Maraming salamat po. Itong aming dalangin sa pangalan ni Jesus. Amen. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo mga kids. Bye! At God bless sa inyong lahat.